Welcome back to another episode of the House of Aquarius podcast. It's your boy Make a Wish. Why my hats keep doing this dumb stuff? I don't know what's going on. Either I was talking about some hats. It's your boy Make a Wish. Favorite Aquarius here. Make a Wish. I'm sorry. Wrong show. I got a little time here. Going back, got some traveling to get back to my house time frame wise. So let's make this thing happen. I was gonna do a quick Leo one, but I literally forgot. I don't know who I did or didn't do, and I'm trying to do any other ones that I didn't do yet. So let's go to a fan pick. A subscriber request. Gemini man, Scorpio woman. Sorry, I'll think about the male, female, man, woman thing. Sorry. Yeah, let's do that one quick. Gemini male, Scorpio female. All right, let's go with that. Because that one's actually interesting. I didn't think too much about it, but that's how I do best. You know what I'm saying? I just like to come things as just go through it. And I'm thinking some things as I go right now. So first thing first, we have the masculine sign with the Gemini and the feminine sign with the Scorpio. Not talking to gender. Masculine's going to be more, extroverted, verbalizing of the emotion, the thoughts, and the feels. Somewhat to some degree. You be careful with that with air signs. Alright. And then we have the feminine sign of the Scorpio, would be more likely to keep a lot more things internalized. Not be as verbal, barring certain situations, not more expressive of the thoughts and the motives. Which actually falls very finely with the Scorpio as well. Alright, that's probably a very bad definition of these things at the moment. But sorry, let's brush it under the rug, alright? So we have a mutable sign in Gemini. The most mutable sign of them all. If I had to take a wild guess at the moment, And then we have a fixed sign, Scorpio. Mutable being more flexible, adaptable, versatile. Fixed sign being more like to stay in place. Not stay in place, but stay with the work with and make things better around what they have. I really gotta do that one of these days. Make a video about this. Alright. Either way, air sign, Gemini. Water sign, Scorpio. Which already, that right there says that they should have a little bit of a situation, not be as easily compatible. But let's walk through these situations here, see what they got going on together, right? Because I was thinking about some things, and this is some interesting things here. Some interesting tidbits that make these kind of interesting, right? So first thing first, right? First things first. In this situation, all right. First, we have the outgoing socialness. Always willing to do more things. Always willing to be out and about, talk to more people, and get more information. Gossip galore in a Gemini male, right? And the funny thing about that is that's one thing that I cannot not put with Gemini male separate from Gemini female, because you would imagine that the necessity to be more in the know with people and get more gossip, that kind of stuff, would be kind of relegated to the feminine side of that. No, that is not true at all. In my Gemini males like to be in the know, like to share a lot of information, like to talk to a lot of people. It's a thing that comes with territory, And that actually would be one of the things that would be very, 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 very great for the Scorpio female here, right? Because first things first, Scorpios love their information. Scorpio is one of the signs that always has a very nasty moniker of being negative, or most likely be evil, or always constantly looking to twist things around or look for revenge and all the good job and jazz, Which, when you look at the negative aspects of a Scorpio, yeah, that could definitely be the case. Because they love the information, they love getting more information about people, and which can be used against them at some point in time. That's the thing between these two people and these two signs, that the Gemini loves getting information about people just to talk more about more things, not necessarily in regards to any other thing, any particular reason or motive. Sun sign only here, other than to talk, get more information, and be more sociable, alright? Whereas a Scorpio female here would be looking more information to gather information, to put things together, to put pieces together, to make things make sense. Research heavy Scorpios, that's what they do, alright? So, in that situation, even though Scorpio is a homebody, the Gemini male will be more likely, more prone to want to get the Scorpio female out and about. Not necessarily out, party-wise, but in social gatherings, you're doing more things and want to be around more people, because they're actually both seeding needs that they both desire to have sated. The socialness with the Gemini male and the information gathering of the Scorpio female. So actually, there's a very light-hearted situation there that actually works good in both situations, That's also one thing here too, in regards to, let's say in a social setting, right? They're being in that same situation, depending on how friendly, is that the word we use here? As sociable as our Gemini male wants to be or can be, would that be a bother for the Scorpio female? The Scorpio is a sign that is a very passionate sign, a very intense sign, which two things that go hand in hand with being a Scorpio. In this situation, not so much that they need the attention to be on them, but not getting enough attention from their lover in a situation, the Gemini male, could be a bother, could be a hindrance. It could perceive as the jealousy bug rises higher inside the Scorpio female because of the constant need for the Gemini male to go do Gemini male shit, or Gemini shit. Constantly out and about talking to people, working the room, working the areas, all the job and jazz, you know what I'm saying? So there's a situation there that could be part of contention in the relationship. And the thing about that too is, even if brought up to the Gemini male, especially if it's brought up to him in an emotional way, the Gemini male may not fully gather to understand the concept of why the Scorpio female is actually feeling the way she feels. Because air signs all have that logical thought process first. And if it's delivered in an emotional way, it might just bounce right off to Gemini and not understand anything that's happening, because he may or may not feel or understand the fact that she feels slighted in the way that's happening. That's one thing I watch out for. The delivery and the receiving of the emotions and messages in regards to that situation. That's one thing that could be a error contention. Yeah, I'm trying to think. It's so hard. The one thing, it's so hard to think about Geminis. Geminis are one of the signs that I have trouble thinking and talking about, because aside from the super stereotypical things that are associated with Geminis, like they're chameleons. Like as I said before in one of my other episodes, is that I have a hard time discerning if a person is a Gemini or not until after, unless they're like straight up super stereotypical Gemini on the outside and they show on the inside. Like, I'm sorry guys, my Geminis be nerds, alright? Like, unless if you're a nerd, let's say like what's that show called? I'm about to say Third Rock from the Sun. No, Big Bang Theory. There you go. Unless we're talking like Big Bang Theory, like looking like a Big Bang Theory character, which would allow a Gemini to be. when I see a Gemini that first look like that, my first thought is, oh, Gemini. Okay. Aside from that, I have a really hard time discerning who they are, unless they're very talkative and they're very social gathering, like, and they have very, very witty retardedness, like that kind of stuff. Aside from that stuff start coming out, that's all. It's hard for me to really pick up Gemini stuff of who a Gemini is. So going further with this, like I said, that's one thing too that, well, did I mention that already? I hope I did. I got with my my little, can't think of the word, jargon, my little jargon there, is that the Gemini male was going to have to be careful of the things he says, okay? Because the fact that the Scorpio female is very observant, very, very observant of mannerisms and words and things that are being said, and don't really forget too much shit, all right? With that being said, that's the biggest problem. With that being said, our Gemini male has to be careful saying and doing things because of the fact that he might hang himself or say something that he may regret later on. Because Scorpios never forget. They're the water sign version of a Virgo. Virgos never forget. Oh, they never forget, right? So, in that regard, like I said, there's one thing I will say that is actually a very great thing about having Gemini friends is they're always very, very quick witted, and they always say things that make you think or have ability to outthink you while speaking and say things to you that really throw you off guard and they keep moving around. Love that with Geminis. But in the situation here, that Scorpio woman will most likely be able to literally jot down everything that's being said and can use that against you in the court of law. And court of law just in the relationship, the bedroom, the bathroom, the living room, wherever it's time to expose the evidence, you know what I'm saying? So there will be no Gemini persuasion getting over on the Scorpio woman. That's the best way to put it. So actually that's a disclaimer for my Scorpio men. Be careful there, homie. You might want to watch out for those Gemini men, watch out for Scorpio women. That may not be a good thing for you if you actually be a very untrustworthy or unfaithful lover. You know what I'm saying? Loyalty goes a long way in a Scorpio woman's heart. What else here is something of value? Actually, this is an interesting combination. It's a really interesting very interesting compatibility here. What we have here? Let me think. Good and bad, bad, good and bad, bad, good and bad. I said for the most part, and honestly, this isn't actually like a negative relationship thing in my personal opinion. Like I don't see, well at the current moment, give me a few times, I get some things flowing here. I don't see this being really bad. Just one thing here is actually a bad thing is that the Scorpio woman may not have the full pull from her to him because of the potential lack of the romantic. There is not going to be a whole lot of depth to the relationship in regards to the emotional aspect of it. There's not going to be a lot of romance here. That's a typical, unfortunate air sign thing. Like I said, top 3 in the lack of romance department goes to Aquarius and Gemini. They're in the top 2. They're in the top 3. Okay. And that right there could be a turn off for our Scorpio female, because the Scorpio female wants to feel loved, wants to feel that there's a reason for why she's so intense with her love for somebody else. And this situation here where I don't feel that there's going to be a heavy pull or heavy drive that's going to entice the female, entice the female to actually draw herself into him like that. So there's going to be one thing there. There's going to be some lack, some degree, in regards to that emotional lust there. Even though the Gemini male might actually have a lot of strong feelings for her, he may not be expressive of it enough to satisfy the Gemini female, the Scorpio female. But on that same note too, I mean, that can lead to some potential issues. So unless she falls heavily into him intensely without the romanticizing, then they might actually really have that strong connection that actually hold them together through the hardships that may come up. Because I'm not saying every Gemini male needs to be out and about, but it is this if they're not, the social aspect is not being satisfied for the Gemini male, that's one thing that might lead to boredom in a relationship. Or it's not in a relationship, but boredom inside of his mind. Because Gemini is a sign that needs to be constantly stimulated mentally. And one way to stimulate people mentally is through relationships and through conversation with other people. So without having that desire to go do that, because I'm not desire to do that, but not constantly satisfying that need, the amount of boredom might flow up. But actually, one thing, that's another thing too. That actually Scorpio has the ability to help keep him grounded. Because in this situation here, this relationship is not going to be necessarily one of those relationships that are known for having a bunch of money. This is not what we call a power couple in the finance department. All right, Scorpio is a sign that tends to like to have things in. I'm going to put it this way. Scorpio is a fixed sign. Scorpio likes to gather money, but Scorpio is a sign that likes to spend money. Okay, that is one of the lavishicities. They go with that. There we go. Barbara right there. Coin it right there. Heard of her first. Lavishicities. That is one of the things that go with Scorpio. Scorpio is one of the signs that doesn't necessarily need to spend money, but they gather money and do things to maintain certain kind of that one is, I want to base that one mostly on my experiences. So let me be careful with that one. Let me be careful with that one right there. But I do have noticed a lot more. Me personally, I see a lot more Scorpio women like to actually be more Leo-like or more Libra-like. Like to have a lot finer things and be a little more extravagant with how they take care of themselves and how they take care of the people inside the circles. You know, that's one thing I've noticed about the Scorpio women there. But if that is actually a thing, more often than not that you notice, let me know down in the comments below. Because I don't want to spread falsicities, you know what I'm saying? But in my current journals, okay, put it like that, my current journals, notice, that's the kind of thing you're noticing. But like I said, though, that being said, one of the couples too being not like that one thing. Because the Scorpio female, if she is the one that actually is bringing in money into the household, the Gemini male will be one of the situations you got to deal with, which tends to be out and about, hopping from one thing to the other. That's one thing Geminis are actually, you know, for being jack of all trades. They actually dip themselves into a lot of different pools, doing a whole bunch of different things, and especially if things cost money, it's going to cost them money to maintain these hobbies or these adventures, we're going to call them. Still adventures, yeah, call them adventures, right? So that's going to be an issue right there. So there's going to be a lot of back and forth in regards to the finances going up and down this, okay? Or a little lower because there's going to be a little bit of struggle while maintaining things. Now, unfortunately, like I said in my recent other episode, Gemini Males, that I've been noticing through my journeys, that I noticed in my journals, that Gemini males tend to actually have a situation with going through a bunch of jobs, or not holding a job because of due to being not inconsistent, but going from one thing to the next, the boredom, not finding that career or life journey to keep them squared away at one spot. So they tend to be likely to be on the lower side of the spectrum in regards to finances. Don't tarnish, sorry, what's the word? throw rocks at me. Tar and feather, there you go. Do not tar and feather me, guys. Even though, like I said, everything I'm saying is based on my own current research. What I keep seeing happen consistently over and over and over, right? So if, cause we have our outliers, because everything is not, the sun sign only here. Everything's not based strictly on most everything I'm trying to do is based strictly on sun sign only right now. Not talking other placements in the charts, because I know one of my favorite guys, actually. One of my favorite Geminis, in regards to being an outlier to what I just said, is Grant Cardone. You know what I'm saying? Where he found his thing. His thing was sales, which is a very Gemini thing, by the way. A very Gemini thing. And being in some kind of sales department where they're selling a whole bunch of stuff, his situation was cars. So that kind of stuff. And now he's doing a whole bunch of other big stuff, blah, blah, blah. But that's an outlier. That's an anomaly. And we're not looking at all the other placements in this chart. You know what I'm saying? Just Gemini, though, okay? Or like Donald Trump. Another case scenario, you know what I'm saying? Again, just Gemini by itself, not the rest of the chart. Outliers, anomalies. But it's really hard. Like, I don't really see too many things here that actually are detriments to this couple. There are those small things here. Like, there's nothing that stands out to be huge detriments to this actually being a negative relationship. And actually, things can actually seem to be very decent. The benefit is a lot of sating of the internal needs of the Scorpio and the Gemini from each other by them going out and doing things together. That's one great thing for them right there. The grounding of the Scorpio female to the Gemini male will help him solve things out a bit, which actually can drastically help keep him on track to be successful in life if he has someone there to help keep him grounded and focus on doing one task or two tasks at a time. You know what I'm saying? Compared to hop here, hop here, hop here. Make the plan and make things work a little better for him. So on that note, they actually could change the dynamic of being a very lower to lower income coupling to being more medium to low high income by that right there. If they find a good power team with the Scorpio woman leading the charge and directing, grabbing the reins and going this way, you know. Gemini male jumping out there and her grabbing the reins and help keep them squared away. That could be a very strong, powerful thing right there, if done correctly there. But if not, good luck with that, you know. I said those two things right there, that's very good. You gotta be careful of things being said, because that's one thing too. Is the battles can be very harsh. The arguments can be very harsh, because the quick-witted Gemini is gonna say a lot of things quick, fast, and quick thought, you know what I'm saying? And when slighted Scorpio has a very sharp ass tongue and listens to everything being said, and can definitely hurt the heart of the Gemini male. So they both had the ability to really hurt each other to some degree, but I said this one might hurt more because she's attacking with emotions. Whereas this guy here, it just attacking with the brain, the thoughts, and being quick-witted. So that could be a cause for contention. Even though, like I said, the Geminis do love very hard when they get to a certain point, but the love is different. All air sign love is different, especially put it like that, okay? But yeah, I mean, when I actually think about it, it's actually not too bad. Actually not too bad. I don't really see nothing that's a big glaring jar of negativity for either side from this relationship. Because the Gemini male will definitely feel loved by the intensity of the Scorpio female if she's giving it to him like that. And the Scorpio female won't feel that same level. She feels secure emotionally, and will feel okay to be more intense with him, with her love, because of the fact that the reciprocation will be happening. Hopefully she's more of a verbal person that actually likes hearing things being said to her. That's, if you want to hear about that, it's the 5 love languages thing, which I have on my channel. Go check it out. In regards to that, because if her thing is like I forget what it is. I forget the terms. But the one for vocalness, for verbality. Love hearing things being said about her. That would be a phenomenal thing being a Gemini male. All right. I don't know, a bunch of things. Like nothing comes out that's actually very big negatives. All right, so that's a very good thing in this coupling. And if I think of anything else come, I might put it down in the comments below and make another video to this one, because this is actually I don't see anything really bad with this one. I think this probably like short term would be fascinating. Both these would really gravitate towards each other very well because of the retort ability of the Scorpio female to listen to what he says and say things according to what he says will stimulate his mind a lot. And then, because in the short term, they're actually great. And then him, or the outgoingness and the talkativity, will make the Scorpio woman feel at ease and open things up to be more better. Short term is great. Long term, I said nothing is negatively impacting things. Let's go 70-30. This is actually a 70-30 relationship, in my personal opinion. 70-30 regards to actually surviving and lasting, with a few struggles. Like I said, maybe the potential of the not the high income because the money keeps going too fast because people are spending too much doing different things, or trying to stay up with the Joneses. That could be that. And two, like I said, it's not much. The argumentativeness. The arguments could be very, very harsh, very sharp, and very lethal, and emotionally taxing. That's the two things there. But that could be said about any relationship. But that right there is something you gotta watch out for, these two signs. All right. So at that point, I'm gonna leave it right there. Like I said, it actually looks not too bad. It doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look too bad. For the most part, I think on a non-financial aspect and emotional aspect, it's pretty decent. I think it's pretty decent. Mentally, very good. Financially, who knows, all right? That being said, my friend, stay classy, be you, make a wish.